I turned 30. And I flipped out. I realized I had spent my entire life in Ohio. I took it really, really hard. And the people said to me then, and they still say to me now, age is just a number. All right, fine. Then your weight is just a number. Your height is just a number. Your credit score is just a number. Your cholesterol is a number. Your blood pressure, those are just numbers, right? But numbers have value, which implies they have meaning. They mean something. Like, doesn't it already feel like this year has moved so fast? It's shorter than any year so far, right? Well, there's some math to that. I'm gonna break it down, all right? My son, I have a son, by the way. My son is turning 2 years old. I know. He's turning 2 years old, so this next year of his life is 50% of it, right? 1/2, 50% of his life. It's gonna feel really long to him. This next year, I'm almost 50. I know, black don't crack, brown don't frown. That's what I'm saying. So this next year is 2% of my life. So to me, it's gonna feel really short. To him, it's gonna feel really long. And the only reason I tell you that is to depress the hell out of everyone in the room. No, I say it because I want people to stop saying age is just a number. It's crap. In fact, toilet paper is a very good analogy, in fact, because when you sit down and check to see how much toilet paper is left, hopefully in the reverse order, you check, and then you sit down. When you think half of the roll is left, there's actually less than half left because of the way that circumference works. Think about it, right? There's more on the outside than there is on the inside, like people in LA. So my analogy is that life is like toilet paper. The less that's left, the faster it goes. I'm not sure when this turned into a TED Talk. But that's okay. I turned 30, I flipped out, and I moved to California, moved to Los Angeles, specifically to be a full-time comedian and an actor. I am an actor. Although you haven't, yeah, sure, no, thank you. You haven't seen me in anything, so I'm like an auditioner. I actually booked a very weird role recently. On Netflix, there's a show called Indian Matchmaking. Some of you will know this show, and not only the brown people, a lot of people know this show, they're watching it. They now have Jewish matchmaking, they're expanding it into a franchise. And if you don't know the show, or even if you do, it's about Indian matchmaking. It's a very coy title. So I actually do the audio description for the show. Some of you will not know what that is. I will explain. If you go in Netflix into settings and turn on audio description, I know it's hard to say, Mom, I made it, when you have to tell them to go into the settings. But it's for the seeing impaired. It helps them hear what's going on. You narrate the show. It's really kind of a crazy thing. It's kind of cool to be able to do this. I don't know. It's the role that I was able to book. But that show cracks me up. Indian matchmaking cracks me up. If you've seen it, or even if you haven't, the star of the show is someone named Seema Auntie. And what her job is to connect South Asians together romantically, and she is right about 0% of the time. That's a strange premise for a show. It'd be like turning on SportsCenter. Here's all the shots Steph Curry missed last night. I don't want to see that. I want to see my boy traded from 10 feet behind the three-point line. It's crazy. But she'll say that stuff. She'll criticize, especially the women. She's a little sexist. Seema Auntie. She will say to the women, "Mia beti, you have too many criterias." She takes this word criteria and she makes it even more plural. To show you how single you are. It's true that she'll say to them, she'll go, you know, you get 60, 70% of what you're looking for, it's okay. Really, Auntie? When's the last time I could bring home a 60, 70% on a math test? Any place that you leave is frozen in time for you. My parents came to this country in the early 1970s. And the typical story is the man comes over with a degree in engineering, gets a job, flies back, gets an arranged marriage, and brings his bride over to this country. My situation is completely reversed. My mom came here first. Girl power. She came from a progressive Punjabi family. Her parents believed that they had 2 sons, 4 daughters. They're all going to college equally. This is the 1950s in India. They made it happen. Okay, that was amazing. My mom comes over here in 1970. She flies back to marry the man with whom she's in love. It was a love marriage. It was a love marriage, not an arranged marriage. Well, it was kind of an arranged marriage, because my dad arranged to become a completely different person after they got married. In that way, every marriage is an arranged marriage. But he came over in 1973 with a degree in poli-sci, worked as a salesman, my mom as a teacher. Completely different story. They did not go back to India, although I think they were told. They did not go back to India until 1985, which is a long time. And we thought that was a long time until we found out recently that one of my mom's really good friends went back to India for the first time this year. She left in 1968. And she gets back and she's like, oh my God. India has changed so much. The boys are so respectful now. I used to walk down the street, they would whistle at me, they don't whistle anymore. Like, that auntie has swag. I gotta bottle up and sell it like 5-hour energy. Also invented by an Indian. Thing is, of course, there's not much of a language barrier. It's one thing we can thank the British for, all right? Everybody, there are a lot of people that at least speak English. But they kind of do the thing that Seema auntie does. They make things plural that are not plural. People would walk up to Azhar, to Hari, to me, and they were really nice. They would say things like, we love your YouTubes. We love your YouTubes, yaar. We love your YouTubes. And it's just like, my tubes. It just sounds so personal when you make it plural. Like, I don't have any tubes. I think I learned that in pre-med. So Indians love to make things plural. The Chinese like to make them singular. I don't know if it's the one-child policy or what it is. But we were in a Chinese restaurant in Hyderabad, and I had to go to the bathroom. So I'm standing in line, and I see a sign, and it doesn't read men. It reads man. And I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, oh, the Chinese, they don't know that it should be men. They put man, right? They gotta be wrong, there's no way. Then it's my turn to go inside. I go inside, and there's only one toilet. I'm like, they're right. It's man. You can fit only one man in here at a time. The Chinese are always right, damn it. You guys are an amazing audience. I feel like I don't even need to do the punchline of the joke. Like, you're just with me from the setup. I feel the love, you know what I mean? Because every joke has a setup and a punchline. Sometimes some tags, little punchlines after it, but it's basically a setup and a punchline. And there are actually comedy clubs in the United States called The Punchline. There's one in Atlanta, there's one up in San Francisco, and I do really well at those clubs. But I think I would crush at a club called The Setup. If all I had to do was set up a joke and walk away, I would be amazing. I would be the king of that comedy club. You ever go to a 3D movie and they give you the red and blue glasses at the beginning of the film? You ever do this thing in the middle of the movie where you take the glasses off your face just to see what the screen looks like without the glasses? So weird. You ever drive along in your car and you look down at the odometer and it's like 9,995, 96, 97. You get all excited because you're like, oh, I'm going to see it turn 10,000 on this trip. Maybe you go through a drive-through, check your phone, and then you look down again, it's 10,002, and you're like, so stupid. You ever land at LAX and you're really, really tired, and so you get on one of those moving walkways and you lean against the moving handrail but it's moving at a different speed from the walkway. You ever sit on your couch at home and you're texting somebody and you're watching TV and you text a word and they say the same word on TV that you just texted and you're like, oh! Just 40 more of these. You ever out with a group of people and you ask somebody to take your picture with a camera phone and they line up, you're all ready, and then somebody stands right next to them with another camera phone, and now you don't know which one to look in? So you sort of split the difference, and you look like an idiot in both of them? That bit is so dumb, but I love it. It's hard to go back to real jokes after that. I thought about it, though. I was like, what is the dumbest thing you've ever heard? Like, the dumbest thing you've ever heard. I got to go back to high school geography. There was a girl in our class who could not understand how it was possible to go downhill and north at the same time. We got out a map, and she's like, but that's down. We're like, Becky, her name was Becky. That's south. It's a 2D representation of a 3D concept. We're getting out globes and compasses, and she just doesn't get it, bless her heart. But if I gotta be honest, I can feel pretty stupid too. You know what does it to me? In LA especially? Parking signs. Did anybody park out here tonight? Oh my gosh. I came here for a rehearsal on Sunday, and I pulled up with my car, and it's just so confusing, and there's so much pressure because of the traffic, you just lose 50 IQ points. You just can't read. You pull up with your car, and you're like, there's like 4 signs. The whole pole is covered. What do these say? Street sweeping Tuesday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Is it Tuesday? I know it's not Tuesday. Why do I do that? Two-hour parking except Sunday. Does that mean I can park for 2 hours on Sunday? Does that mean I can't park at all on Sunday? Parking till 12 a.m. Sunday. Is that tonight? That was last night, right? Oh, it's a permit zone. You get all the way to the bottom. Doesn't even apply to you.